You might have heard about the ongoing discussions around the Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act, or the PC-PNDT Act. Recently, Dr. R.V. Asokan, the president of the Indian Medical Association, stirred the pot by stating that while this law has helped reduce female feticide, it hasn't done much to combat female infanticide. But what is the Sex Determination Act, and why does the IMA chief want changes to be made to it? We explain. The Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Prohibition of Sex Selection Act 1994 is a law in India that prohibits sex selection before or after conception. The act was enacted to prevent female feticide and the declining sex ratio in India. Dr. Asokan believes that simply banning sex determination tests isn't the full solution. He argues that these laws are penalizing doctors rather than addressing the deeper societal issues at play. In his view, it's high time for the government to rethink how the law operates. What exactly are the concerns from the medical community? Well, Dr. Asokan highlights some pretty serious grievances. For starters, the regulations are so strict that doctors often feel they're walking on eggshells. He points out that if they don't maintain perfect records, they can face harsh penalties. To put it simply, failing to fill out Form F correctly, a document that records a pregnant woman's medical history, can lead to punishments that are just as severe as those for actually conducting a sex determination test. Dr. Asokan shares some shocking examples, including cases where doctors have been jailed for minor mistakes. However, not everyone is on board with Dr. Asokan's viewpoint. Varsha Deshpande, a member of the National Inspection and Monitoring Committee, argues that this law is vital and insists that instead of seeking to modify it, doctors should focus on holding their own members accountable. Speaking of accountability, the latest government data reveals a troubling picture. There are only 907 girls born for every 1,000 boys in India. This shows that illegal sex selection is still happening, even with the existing laws in place. Experts like Professor P.M. Kulkarni stress that the answer isn't to change the law, but to ensure it's effectively implemented. They argue that we also need to focus on changing societal attitudes towards gender, which are deeply ingrained. So as this debate continues, it raises an important question. How do we tackle gender bias in a way that's not just about laws, but also about changing hearts and minds? The conversation is far from over, and every voice counts.